Scotland looks set to make fracking illegal. Fracking shale gas from the land is lucrative for energy-rich countries around the globe, but many are concerned about the environmental impact. One such place is Scotland. The Scottish government looks set to make fracking illegal in the country, following opposition against it from the public. But why is the process so controversial? Fracking miners bore a deep pipeline that curves and extends for miles. Next, they ply it with fracking fluid. This is a cocktail of water, sand, and toxic chemicals. Pressure from this creates underground fractures that the sand keeps open. Shale gas then flows back towards the surface, where it is extracted for energy use. Fracking opponents fear the process may cause cracks in near-surface underground rock. Methane gas can seep into these fissures and create flammable water. Scottish lawmakers will vote on whether or not to ban fracking later this year. It's in the ground.
Teens rescued after spending 3 days in Paris catacombs. 2 teenagers learn the hard way why you're not supposed to venture into the restricted areas of the underground ossuaries in Paris. The catacombs underneath the city of Paris hold the remains of more than 6 million people. Enthusiasts of the catacombs, known as cataphiles, often illegally enter parts of the tunnels not open to the public via secret entrances. The 2 teenagers who were lost there spent 3 days in the dark and cold narrow passageways and developed hypothermia from exposure to temperatures as low as 15 degrees Celsius. They were found after Paris fire service officers used tracker dogs to locate them. Human remains were transported from the Cemetery of the Innocent to the catacombs in 1786, after the cemetery was closed due to overuse. Parts of the catacombs have been a tourist attraction since the late 18th century. Elon Musk is now dabbling in boring machines. The man behind Tesla and SpaceX has set his sights on another venture, boring. The goings-on behind Elon Musk's Boring Company were recently unveiled after a SpaceX employee shared a photo of the company's tunnel boring machine on Instagram. A boring machine excavates tunnels with a giant circular cutter head. The machine is designed to bore through anything from hard rock to sand. Elon Musk says he wants to build up to 30 levels of underground tunnels for cars and high-speed trains such as the Hyperloop. Musk has said his boring company would create 1 trillion jobs in the future. We certainly hope that's true. Turns out Alaska's permafrost isn't very permanent. Permafrost covers nearly 1/4 of the northern hemisphere, and if that melts, life as a whole lot of folks know it will be put on ice. Alaskan permafrost, layers of soil that remain consistently frozen, is thawing, and scientists think this may lead to a further rise in global warming, regardless of attempts to curb it. According to the New York Times, researchers withdrew water and sediment samples from permafrost cores and installed temperature probes in the ground. Their aim is to better understand how permafrost interacts with the environment. In northern Alaska, permafrost 65 feet deep is said to have warmed from -8 to -3 degrees Celsius over the past decades. Globally, permafrost is believed to hold approximately double the amount of carbon currently in the atmosphere. When it defrosts, the carbon is sent back into the atmosphere. Scientists believe this could warm the planet over the coming centuries. This is why Roman concrete outperforms our own. Roman concrete is known for being durable, so much so that some structures made of this material have lasted for thousands of years. Modern concrete structures, however, have significantly shorter lifespans. U.S. researchers have recently revealed the secret behind the longevity of Roman concrete. Roman concrete was typically made with a mixture of volcanic ash, rock, and lime. This mortar mixture proved to be well suited for the construction of harbors and piers. When seawater enters the concrete through tiny cracks, it reacts with the volcanic ash and lime to produce a crystal called tabermarite in a process known as pozzolanic reaction. The tabermarite crystals bind the concrete particles together, strengthening the concrete and increasing its durability. Researchers are currently experimenting with seawater and volcanic rock in order to create a mixture that could be used to build marine structures that are more durable and have longer lifespans. Massive landslide caused killer tsunami. Researchers say a mega tsunami that devastated a Greenland settlement in June was triggered by a landslide. On the night of June 17th, a landslide hit Karat Fjord on Greenland's west coast. The landslide was so large, it produced a seismic signal that suggested a magnitude 4.1 earthquake. Large volumes of rock plunged 1,000 feet into the waters below, shattering a glacier and triggering a mega tsunami with waves over 90 meters high. The tsunami devastated a nearby fishing village, washing away 11 houses and leaving at least 4 people presumed dead. A team from the Georgia Institute of Technology visited the site to collect information and are aiming to produce a 3D reconstruction of the incident. Researchers also determined that another landslide in the fjord may be imminent, leading authorities to evacuate 3 villages in the region. Though the cause of the landslide has not been determined, experts say factors such as those brought about by climate change may increase their frequency. Brazil agrees to let people dig in the Amazon. The Brazilian government has opened up a massive chunk of the rainforest for mining purposes. Brazil has removed the protective status of the National Reserve of Copper and Associates, which straddles 2 northern Brazilian states. The area is 46,000 square kilometers large and is believed to be rich in gold, copper, iron, and other minerals. The government opened up 30% of the reserve and said that mining would only be permitted in areas with no conservation controls or indigenous lands. According to estimates, approximately 1 acre is destroyed every second in the Amazon, and around 20% of the rainforest has been destroyed over the past 40 years. Brazil has said it plans to open up 10% of all protected rainforest areas to mining in an attempt to stimulate growth.